Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the thumbnail, we have another Atlanta Street interview. This one right here hit different. This young lady, to me, regardless to the aesthetics, the missing teeth and everything, she has been through a lot. This is the epitome of trauma, childhood trauma. And the fact that she can get on a camera and be so transparent and have such a good spirit despite the violations that she was subjected to as a little girl. Y'all stay tuned for this one. So she is the baby girl of four siblings, all sisters, out of Indiana, South Bend, Indiana. She was living with her boyfriend and his mom. And basically, she just was experiencing financial hardship. She was on probation, and she said, I just want to start from rock bottom and work my way up. So I left. So that's how she become homeless. She did come from a two-parent household. Her parents were married. She said she had a great childhood. She was into gymnastics, and she went very far with that. She was nationally ranked in gymnastics. So that sounds good, right? So Marcus moves on with the interview, just kind of asking her about her schooling and everything. And she talked about where she went to school, she hopped around, and things of that nature. So here we go with our general set of questions that Marcus always asks. Now, as you can see on the thumbnail, she does have some dental issues going on, but she said that that did not come from drug use, allegedly. This is her story. She says she has some type of a bone disorder where she needs to actually go get all of her teeth extracted. So, yeah, this lady here is quite different from the other ones that I've reacted on thus far. She literally is denying any drug use. So, we go on to the tough questions back when she was a child. And Marcus wanted to know that anything happened to her, like in regards to SA. And she was around 11 years old, and she admitted to being a very curious young lady. So, her and a family member that was in their 20s, they were pleasuring each other, not actually penetration, but the other. And he had the audacity to ask her, did she basically come on to the guy? Did she initiate this? Marcus, this is a child. This man is in his 20s, therefore he's grown. It doesn't matter if she initiated it or not. That was a violation. She went on to talk about how she was dressed in her leotards and everything. We know what gymnasts look like. There's a lot showing. Therefore, she was exposed to those around her, and she admitted to what he was doing felt good to her, and she got addicted to it, and she liked it. But I still find it sickening, the line of questioning from Marcus. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know your opinion. Marcus was being very pushy with this young lady. She already told him she wasn't going to say who this guy was, but he was a male family member. And he was like, well, was it a brother? Was it a cousin? And he doubled down on it throughout the interview. Dude, she told you she didn't want to disclose that. This may be traumatic for her to even talk about. She seemed to be in good spirits despite all of it. But to keep badgering this lady to tell you this information when she's already told you, he's such a weirdo. So after he continues to go on and on and on about it, she finally admitted to it being one of her uncles. So the uncle is now deceased. And at the time of the interview, that would be, so let's say he's been gone about 6 years now. And apparently, according to her, he wrote a letter with his will and admitted to everything, apologizing. And the parents start putting two and two together. She said he left her some things, not money, but some things in his will. They don't talk to her anymore. The parents don't. That struck me as odd, and I'm like, how is this her fault? What really went down as to why her parents don't deal with her anymore? But yes, the uncle is now deceased, and he wrote a letter based on the way she's answering the questions. I hear a lot of victim blaming, and by no means should she be blaming herself. She even had stated that, well, I submitted to these acts, but she was still a child. And never one time did I hear Marcus say, oh God, this guy's a predator. This guy was wrong. He took advantage of you. He violated you. Never, not one time. And I'm thinking, I already was side eyeing your ass, but I really am now. How dare you make her feel like because she was promiscuous, this was her fault. So once Marcus found that out, he continued to push, and ask her the same questions in regards to, well, how long did this go on? How many times did you all do it? At what age did it stop? He kept wording it in different ways, and she would laugh it off, and she would say she didn't remember. And finally, she said that it never stopped. So throughout this young lady's entire teenage years, she was being violated by her uncle. Very detailed and specific questions in regards to their episodes. She said once she got older, they did start having actual intercourse. And she said that it really didn't affect her, which we all know that that's not true. That's a trauma, that's a childhood trauma. She said that she's pretty much very hypersexual now. She's very trusting in people, and those are some of the effects that come from being SA'd. So y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if you all watched this video. This was a very different one. Just to see her in such good spirits and able to laugh, which I think that may be a defense mechanism, because for me, it's nothing funny about it. It's very sickening. But yeah, y'all drop down in the comments.